Welcome to Buchake English for Teens. I'm Hava Steinmetz.
And I'm Robbie L. Let's get started by watching today's skit.
Guys, meet Bingley.
OMG, he's adorable.
What a good doggo.
Your feed is going to be nothing but Bingley for the next month. Is that your dog?
Bingley, drop it.
You really ought to keep your dog on a leash.
OMG, that is the cutest dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, Bingley is adorable.
He's not the most well-behaved doggo, though.
True. Samir really ought to train him better.
And ought to is our point for today.
Ought to is used to indicate duty or correctness, similar to should.
However, ought to is a bit stronger than should, but not as strong as must.
Additionally, ought to has a sense of moral responsibility.
Right. In the video, the woman said to Samir, "You really ought to keep your dog on a leash."
This conveys that Samir has a moral responsibility to keep control of his dog.
Ought to is usually used by authority figures like parents and teachers.
Let's check out some examples. If you have a big test tomorrow, your teacher might say, "You ought to study for the test." You ought to study for the test.
If you're playing video games, but your room is very messy, your dad might say, "You ought to clean your room." You ought to clean your room.
And if you broke your grandma's favorite cup, your mum might say, "You ought to apologize to grandma." You ought to apologize to grandma.
And what ought you do if you borrowed someone's limited edition Fleabix cards and never returned them?
Oh, I ought to return them, I guess. Sorry, I'll get them to you tomorrow. Completely slipped my mind.
Excuses, excuses. Today's Eigo no Tatsujin point is about what Kara said about the photos of Bingley.
Yeah, she said, "Your feed is going to be nothing but Bingley for the next month."
This nothing but is an exaggerated way to stress that there is only one thing, item, event, and so on.
Right. It's basically an even stronger way to say only.
For example, if it's typhoon season and the weather report is looking bad, you might say, "There's going to be nothing but rain this week." There's going to be nothing but rain this week.
If your parents went out of town for the weekend while you stayed home, you might say, "I ate nothing but junk food this weekend." I ate nothing but junk food this weekend.
Or maybe you discovered some great anime shows and you binged them all in a row. You could say, "I watched nothing but anime this month." I watched nothing but anime this month.
Well, I've watched nothing but Buchake for the past week.
I love Buchake, but I don't know if that's healthy.
Yeah, maybe I ought to take a break. Well, that's all for today.
Be sure to try these phrases out, and don't forget to have fun.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like.
See you next week.